Up YouTube favorite Coach Brendan back again with another video. This one a little different. It ain't body cam footage. At least I don't think. It says Mississippi pastor caught cheating during church service, which it's gonna be interesting. Let me see if I can turn this brightness up a little bit. There we go. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the videos. If you haven't watched all the previous videos, watch them. I was uploaded number 50 and 51 of my videos. 50 and 51. I remember my very first video. I was nervous. I was recording in the closet. Yeah, that's crazy. 50 videos. 50. It's number 52 right here. It's also day 12. So video 12 out of 30. I'm trying to hit in 30 days, which I technically have 11 days to upload 18 more videos. So I'm about to go crazy, just so y'all know. So anyways, I'm about to get into this video. Because again, I'm trying to go crazy and catch up on these videos. So let's see what this video is about.
Everyone, I happened across some really great, really sweet, I might say, Mississippi tea, and I want to spill it for you today. A shocking video was uploaded to TikTok the afternoon of January 7th by a user named Carmel Tete, which was then sent to me by a follower, and it showcased what looked to be quite clearly a church, only someone seemed to be dead set on rushing the stage and screaming and being held back and generally causing a massive commotion that one does not expect to see in the typical Sunday service. The video, or rather the story it told, only got weirder and crazier as I kept watching and started diving down the rabbit hole.
We'll get into
The video location was simply Mississippi.
So, haven't seen this video yet. I'm a minute and 12 in, just like y'all. But from what I just heard in the background, all the commotion, this girl right here, not the in the red carrying the Whoppers, the other girl, or Tootsie Rolls, they actually look like Tootsie Rolls now that I can see it. Anyways, not Tootsie Roll girl. The one in the middle, in the white with the black pants, messing with the pastor. She's not the pastor's wife. You can hear the people in the background saying, why would you mess with a married man? Why would he mess with her and he's married? Like, it's a two-way street here. Something, yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. Whoa, they in a church. Did you hear that? Listen to this. Now, I done cussed in church before, especially while playing music, made a mistake, may have said a cuss word. It's a little intense, not gonna lie. Actually, very intense. Sorry, it's got a message. When you watch this video, because you seem to have interest in watching these videos, I just want you to know that's you that text me. Just a heads up. So, when you see this video and you see me saying this, text me and ask me without talking about you, because that's hilarious. So, 1 second. Anyways, I've never cussed in church this strong to say I'm going to beat this B's A. It's a little intense for church. So, a little girl loving this.
Now, when I was watching this
he was
first
going to
part
explain.
initially, I was
My
extremely
boy, we don't care
confused.
about your commentary.
Instead
I
of
want to hear what the
answer,
pastor
trying
had to
to
say.
vote him out. The girl exposed him because she's pregnant and due in March.
Whoa, go back. It said the pastor had an affair and they were trying to vote him out the church. The girl came to church to expose him because she's pregnant and due in March. So if you're not familiar with church, especially churches that are a part of big denominations, meaning like the, Apostolic, Baptist, Kojic, those, the big names, there's a bunch of others too. But, for you to be a pastor, a lot of times they vote you. Hold on, somebody's screaming. So I can't stand living out here. Anyway, for you to become the pastor, you had to be voted on by the church most times, or a board of people, or the board of people governing the church building. So like above the church, a lot of times you don't just like pop up and be like, "Hey, I want to be a pastor," and they just bring you in. That's not how that works. So the same thing applies to being removed as the pastor. Unless you leave, there has to be some sort of voting done to also vote you out of the church. There have been a lot of churches over my lifetime. My dad was a pastor, and so was my mom. Grandparents. It's crazy. But, so I grew up in a church. There's a lot of times that churches cannot vote out a pastor that they want to get rid of. Which sounds completely crazy. But it's the same as like, how like certain countries, which I'm not going to name any specific, but y'all can pick one, that have presidents that aren't so desirable, and a lot of the people would like to get rid of said president or leader, and they can't. It's kind of like that. So it kind of started to feel like a dictatorship. So I wonder if that's how this got to
him out. The girl exposed him because she's pregnant and due in March. So after I did a little research, right, I figured out who our players are here. This all went down at the East St. Peter's Baptist Church.
St. Peter's. I went to
Oxford,
St. Peter's in
Mississippi,
Youngstown.
a church led by a man named Ricky Scott and his wife Sharon. The woman you see charging in here and being held back is one Yolanda Beavers, a 33-year-old woman who's been a member.
Leave it to Beaver. Pastor Ricky almost got shot messing with Yolanda Beaver, who clearly has some anger issues. That's what I will say.
This congregation since 2019. And it actually wasn't, as you might have expected at first, Ricky that Mrs. Beavers was charging at, but actually Ricky's wife, Sharon.
Well, yeah.
And at the same time, she was exposing this leader's dramatic infidelity in front of his whole congregation, which led to immediate outrage and people calling for him to step down. What she's actually saying is that this man, this pastor, Ricky Scott, got this woman, Yolanda Beavers, pregnant. She is pregnant with his child, and he has been regularly, apparently, cheating on his wife with this woman, right, which is obviously some very ungodly behavior, right? But it's at this point that we reach the next part of this dramatic
go to the explanation,
where people in the church are calling for him to step down, and he takes the mic not only in his defense, but to insist that no one, not even the police, can remove him as pastor. Because
what did I just say? I literally just explained that. A lot of times these pastors let this go to their heads. And they get this like God complex where they feel like, because they were named pastor, they are now untouchable. They cannot be spoken to. They can't be looked at poorly. Nothing. Like, how dare you even say anything to me? Watch how he explained this. I already know.
He is, quote, the gospel.
Y'all, let me tell y'all what happened. Let me tell y'all what happened. Do y'all remember? No, he can't go to the bylaws. We'll be in court. We'll be in court. We'll be in court. The period of bylaws, it didn't say the moderator. It said the chairman of the deacon board would do it. He can't appoint nobody to do the job. He can't appoint nobody. We'll be in court. You can get the police to get me out. We just go to court. So, no, I'm not getting police to ask me to move. I'm the pastor. I haven't been voted out. I'm not going. I'm not going.
You are going.
I'm not going. I'm not going. The police can't move me and I'm the pastor.
First, my heat coming on, and that's about to make me mad. So give me 1 second. Let me go turn this off. I don't know why my heat always want to come on while I'm recording. It's so annoying. Anyways, if you listen to him, he said he can't go get no bylaws. It said it got to be this person, not him. So you already knew they was going to want to get you out of here, right? So you went and read to see who had to be the one to get you out. And now you talking about the police can't take me out, I'm the pastor. Let me tell you something. There's something called a separation of church and state, which means to them, you just a normal citizen. So when they come and they say you got to leave, when you don't leave, you're out of there, my boy. Trespassing. You're out of there.
Because here it is right here. The church, I don't even know what it is. It's between the church body will be polled by the voting members. And it said if any time that a vote is needed for retention of the mission, a church meeting will be called. The meeting must be stated. And it said the chairman of the deacon ministry will provide. The chairman of the deacon ministry will provide. Let me show it to you. Right here.
How you trying to defend staying in a church after you slept with a member?
Because I asked to do one
Just
thing.
leave.
I asked to do one thing, ask a question. They won't let me ask a question. They won't let me ask a question because they know I'm telling the truth. You can't. I asked them to let me ask one question. This church will be soon. I asked you know, when y'all came to that meeting, y'all said, I'll let you speak at the meeting. You don't remember that?
Oh, so they had a meeting prior to this about this situation. And they said they would let him get a chance to speak to the congregation. Then this lady shows up and she's pregnant. Ain't no more chance to speak, my boy. You're out of here. There's really one is going to be in a 2-part, maybe 3-part video because this looked like a pretty long video and it's broken into a bunch of sections. But it's going to make me go and react to the other preacher who got robbed on Facebook Live. I think his name was Isaiah something. Was it Isaiah? I don't know. But he ended up getting robbed. He was flashy, wearing all these chains and buying cars. He had an instance like this too, where he ended up getting accused of using church money to fund his lifestyle, which very similar to this guy. He didn't feel he could be removed from his own church. You are not the church. You are a leader. Any leader can be impeached, removed, voted out, kicked out, whatever you want to say of anything. Especially if you have a board underneath you. You're not above the board. You're just the governing person. Like, what makes you so special? You had an affair. You're the pastor. They don't want you as a pastor leading the congregation after having an affair. It's pretty simple. Leave, body.
Right. Hold up. No. This is what happened. Do y'all remember? No. See, why they won't let me talk? All I ask is to ask one question.
No.
All I ask, they won't let me ask my one question.
Nope.
Because they know I'm telling the truth.
No, you aren't.
And the police can't come on private property
Yes, they
and ask
can.
me to leave if I'm not doing nothing to nobody.
Yes, they can.
That's a private property.
I couldn't imagine, and this is where I'm in this video and start another one because I want to react to this whole thing. I couldn't imagine trying to fight for a position in which people don't want me to be in. It'd be like getting let go of a job, right, from a job, and then begging for the job back after they've already made it clear that they don't want you there. So even if they gave you the job back, they don't want you there, my boy. Like, it's the same thing here. Like, so let's say they let you come back. Now what? Everybody's going to look at you for this situation. Like, I'm not rocking with this fool. And his head way too shiny for this video to be this old. So, I'm going to have to come back and react to the rest of this. Let's see what his explanation is in the second video. Make sure you like this video, comment, let me know your thoughts so far. Excuse me. We'll do a part 2 and maybe 3, depending on how long this video is. But, Coach Brennan, I'm out of here.